This is the Hanford Nuclear Reservation in southeastern Washington. It's where the United States manufactured plutonium for its atomic bombs from 1944 to 1987. Today, it is the most chemically contaminated and most radioactive spot in the Western Hemisphere. The worst problem is 53 million gallons of highly radioactive waste stored in 177 underground tanks. Hanford's master plan is to build a plant to convert those wastes into a benign glass. This is part of that plant. It's due to go online in 2019. Senior Hanford engineering manager Walter Tamosaitis believes he was exiled this summer to a nondescript job for raising several chemical engineering concerns about the project. Does Hanford's timetable have enough cushion to take care of those engineering loose ends by 2019? Hanford's top brass says yes, but Tamosaitis says no.
Well, as they got to about the third week of September, they recognized they're not going to show success. And they did not have a program developed that had a contingency plan to it. And when you run a research and technology program, you really have to run it with failure in mind. If you bet on success, you're almost doomed from the beginning, from the get-go. So you have to have a contingency plan and be thinking through all the contingency of what can happen, virtually all the permutations, so you're prepared to go down those routes. That original program was not laid out that way.
Tamosaitis' stance is this: if Hanford waters down its testing now, these problems will disappear for a short time, maybe 2 or 3 years, but they will surface again when they will be harder to solve.
So the concern is the mixing is cut back. They are restricting what the plant can do. And then you hear Frank Russo say, oh, we'll fix it at startup. Why are you going to fix it at startup? Well, it's too hard to fix now. Well, if it's too hard to fix now, it's going to be impossible at startup. So the whole issue of these unknowns are going to snowball and have a restrictive plan that's going to push beyond the 40 years of design operation. And they keep throwing it out in the future as to what they're going to do, and they don't have an answer. And somewhere that builds up what's called the bow wave of work and issues that basically falls back over top of you.
Meanwhile, Hanford's leaders say they have a good grasp on the engineering issues, which translates to having a good grasp on its budget. In 2001, the project's original price tag was $4 billion. Today's price tag is $12.3 billion. But Hanford's leaders say that the $12.3 billion figure is rock solid. No chance of increasing between now and 2019. But Tamosaitis disagrees.
The cost was going up. The original Bechtel estimate, John, as you probably well know, was about $5 billion, and it was going to take 7 years to go from design to startup. Yeah. And the estimate today is over $12 billion when it's going to take nearly 20 years. And there are a lot of discussions going on that the $12.3 billion might actually approach $14 billion.